What's up guys, Devin here with Paramount Trading, back with another video for you today. Traded 4 stocks, Apple, Tesla, Netflix, and the SPY. Had a massive win on Tesla today, up 250 plus on the one name. In this video I'm going to analyze and break down my entries, exits, and my trade management for each individual trade. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Now let's go ahead and get into the video. Stay tuned.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get to the video. So my first trade today was on Nflx. I was looking for a long off of this 366 level, which would be a double bottom, which is usually a pretty good sign, a bullish pattern for the move back up. So let me go ahead and play the live recording and I'll show you exactly how I traded it. So the market opened here and I'm looking for an entry around 366 and I'm on the 370 calls, one strike out. They're kind of bouncing around. I want to grab the 370s, are already up at 430. 365s are be in the money. They're going to have a higher delta, but they're going to be a lot more expensive. And I'm already taking only 2 contracts. I'm already going to be paying a decent amount for 2. So I'm waiting here, not going to chase it, not going to enter here. That's not my setup because it could easily come down to this 366 level. It's going up. I'm still waiting. Okay, so Nflx came down. I was looking at Tesla at the moment because I had another trade set up. So I put my orders out at 395 right here, trying to get filled. Somebody popped up on 410. My order 405. It's just, I don't want to get in at 430. It's too high. So I put my order at 410. And as it comes back down, it fills me there at 410. So I have a pretty good, decent entry. It's a little bit above this 366 area, but we already tapped it, so I feel like we're going to make that move back up. The market was at the highs right now, so I was looking for it to break through, but it actually ended up getting stuffed around this level on the market around this time. So that didn't help the trade at all. So it's kind of bouncing around. So we're coming through. My stop out is 360. That would be $50 a contract. So 360 pops up, sitting on it, and I sell. Get the fill at 363, and I have to stop out of the trade. 2 contracts at 410. I only have 50 cents. I probably should have taken only 1 contract of this because that would have given me a dollar range of stop, and if it hit 310, then I would have been able to, or I would have had to have gotten out of the trade. All right, so if we look at Nflx here, this is my entry at 410. I stopped out around 360. It ended up coming down to 330. So if I'd only bought in 1, I would have been stopping out down here at 310, which it never reached. And it actually made it all the way back up to retest that high, where I probably would have been selling after it failed on this one to go up. And that made it all the way up to about $5, right where that top is from earlier. So maybe with 1 contract, it was $90 profit rather than $97 loss. So that's one thing I need to keep in mind. The larger the size I take, I don't have as much room for it to go against me. So I'm thinking about these stocks probably that are in the $4 range. I should only be taking 1. And then once we're in the $1 to $2, I'll be taking around 2 contracts or so. So unlucky. Trade really, fell apart in the end anyway. I tried the double bottom. It didn't work. It ended up finding a different level. So let's move on to the next one. Let's go ahead and get into that Tesla trade and I'll break that one down for you. All right, so on Tesla, I was looking for the same exact kind of setup here. We had our bottom of yesterday, pre-market lows at this 245 level. So at the open, I was looking for a dip into this level and the move back up into this 248 level, which is a pivot, and then eventually up into 250, 250.50. Which is a strong daily level, not really intraday here, only a slight kind of pivot point around it. So those are kind of my 2 targets, so let's go ahead and break down the video. Okay, so on Tesla here, I already bought my 2 contracts when it came to 245 at 267. So my stop at range, I have until 217 on the bid. That's when I have to cut it, and that's my $100 loss. So I'm still within that range now. So let's go ahead and see what happens. So we're bouncing around underneath this level, looking for it to get bought up and push back up through the highs. So it's consolidating under, eventually above that 245 level again, which looks really nice. Contracts are up 270 on the ask, 280. Really nice buying coming in. Candle's trying to close green here on the 5-minute. Under VWAP still. So I'm really looking for these tops right here. That's where I'm going to start selling. And then eventually my farther target, which is up here, pre-market high, that 250, really nice psychological level as well. So with this volume here, with it being bought up, this is giving me that confirmation that we're going to be making larger moves higher rather than falling through the lows. More people are buying it up than selling or shorting it down. So that looks really good. We're above VWAP now. The contracts are at $3. So I'm just waiting for my target. So we're coming up here. Contracts are up at 340. My entry's at 267. So I have my order out there at 360 just to sell one, just to lock something in. It's pushing up. 345, 350. Getting towards the top, unable to break through. I believe I moved my order down here just a little bit just to make sure. Put it at 355. We're right there. Put it at 350 because we're right at the top. I want to get filled on this. I don't want to drop and not get filled. One order pops up 345 and boom, we shoot through up to 365 here and I get that one contract out at 350. So now I'm holding that last one. My main target up here to the 250 range. Contracts are at 375. We're up into this 248.23 level, which is a pivot of yesterday, pivot here on the day before. So really need to get above this, and then we have plenty of room up another couple dollars or so. As you see on the 30-minute, this trend line here is very important that we're breaking over. Looks really nice. So we bounce, we go through. We're now coming back down, seeing if we can hold this level here. Buyers are stepping up. I'm still sitting on that last contract here, average of 267. You can see here I'm up huge on the position. Finally bouncing up, 249.50. And now I'm looking to get that sell out in this 250 range. We have 249.67. We're at 250 right now. So I put my order. I clicked 244. I meant to put, I don't know, it was kind of didn't scroll up enough. We're up at 250.50. Contracts are up 455. I got that last sell out at 444. So an average of 267 all the way up to 444 on that one position. So up $256 on that one trade on Tesla. Just buying the double bottom, selling at the first pivot, and then selling at the second target around 250. So let's go ahead and get into the next trade. All right, so this next trade I took on Aapl. I don't have recorded as I was trading it on my other monitor while I was trading Tesla. So basically, I was looking for the same kind of thing on Aapl to come down and buy it off this 201 level, but it never gave us that. It just started going up immediately. So I was watching it in the open. We came up to this 203 level that I had marked out. And then as we were coming back down into this pre-market pivot, with the market also coming down to a support, I decided to take my entry here with some calls. I took the 205 strike. So we give it some room as the delta increases heading up into the highs. And as you can see here, my contract's bought at 125 and 122. So really nice entry near where they opened in the morning or came down to. I sold the first one at 941. So we had a push up through VWAP into yesterday's close, kind of the high of pre-market right here. I wasn't sure how high this would go after this bounce. It was probably a premature sell. I shouldn't have been selling it that early, but I kind of wanted to just lock something up. I think I should have held at least for the double top here, and that should have been my first sell. But that ended up being my second sell as we came to the double top here, and then I had no contracts left for the move up to 205, the whole number that we hit. So I missed out on this move. I'm thinking with this contract was only $1.20. I probably should have bought in 3 or so that I could sell 1, sell 2, and then have that third one as I can sell into my next final target and just to stop at break even. That would probably be what I could have done better on this trade. I had a really nice entry here. Let me show you with the SPY what I was seeing here at 938. All right, so as you can see on the SPY here, we came up at the pre-market. We have these two lows right here that create an ascending line right here. And then at 9:38, as we were coming into this level, I figured that the market would be buying this up into this trend line, as well as the same time Apple was coming into that. So everything lined up for a really nice move back to the upside. That's why I took the trade on Apple here. Just a couple confirmations on the SPY, as well as on Apple holding this level. So with that, let's go ahead and get into my last trade on the SPY and we'll wrap it up. All right, so my last trade on the SPY, not really a good setup. It's not one that I typically trade, and that's what happens. I lose $54 on it. It was just a pretty bad trade overall. After it got bought up there, and then it came back up, it double topped, and then for some reason, after it came back down into these kind of levels here, I figured we would curl up and we would come back and go through the highs, which it eventually ended up doing, but my timing here was a little bit bad. It actually came up, got denied, and then I had to stop out as we came back through before it going all the way back up into the 289.50 levels. So let me show you on the live recording what happened, and I'll break it down. All right, so we have the SPY here. As it came up to that level, we had this kind of wedge forming. So I figured we were gonna shoot through, we were gonna come back down, and then it would be curl back up into this 289 level or so. So I got my two contracts, 62 cents. It's pretty bad entry after double top. We eventually come through. I'm up 3 cents on them. I feel like, okay, we're gonna come through again. We're eventually gonna break through. It gets denied. We're in this nice ascending triangle pattern. Kind of forming here. We're on the bottom ascending line. Okay, we're gonna get bought up potentially. We finally come up to retest it again at this level. I'm break even on my contracts, and it just cannot get over this level. It wicks above, comes back down. Eventually we start cracking through this trend line. We're still holding above VWAP. Trying to get over that level again, and it's just chopping, and the contract's just going down due to theta. We try going above here. I'm break even at this point, and it just gets denied on higher volume. So that looks pretty bad. Breaks this trend here. Gets bought up. We come back down, and then we're going through. So we're holding VWAP. It's trying. It just gets stuffed back down. It just looks like it's rolling over at this point. So once we start going under VWAP, as we're rolling down through, I sell that contract at 36 cents. So I take a $53 loss on the trade. It was pretty poor. Not really happy with that one. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. Here's my summary for the trades I took. The 256 on Tesla, 48 or so on Apple, minus 53 on the SPY, and then my 1 hour loss on Netflix, down 97 on that one. So finishing the day up 154. Pretty decent day, another green day. Been really consistent, having a lot of consecutive green days, which is awesome lately. So just hope to keep improving on my exits, my entries, managing the trades properly, not selling early, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned for the next video tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Thanks.